I think the thing that I struggled with the most was ever finding my own fitness as anything like a priority in my life. I own my own business. I have two young kids. I have all of the other things that go on in everybody else's life. And it never, no matter what I tried, nothing seemed to stick, is the best way I can describe it. I couldn't get any real long-term health or fitness or weight goals to actually arrive and then stay there. I gotta be honest with you, how I felt before I started the process, or before I started talking to Tom, was, well, it's not ideal. It'll be something that I'll get round to. I wasn't ecstatic about the way that I necessarily looked, or how unhealthy or inactive I was. I kind of figured it's something that when I had the time, I would deal with. But I kind of been thinking the same thing for like 5 years before, and I hadn't gone anywhere. And so in hindsight, yeah, I was not in a happy place in terms of how I felt about my health and my fitness, or where my weight was. In terms of my relationship with Colette, my wife, prior to this process, well, we ate different foods for a start off. Not hugely dissimilar, but she was very much a veggie orientated person. My wife's also somebody that naturally, inherently, just finds the time to just get her fitness and her health into her everyday life. I've always envied her for that. I've never understood how she's able to pull it off, and I wasn't. And so, yeah, there'd be occasions where, you know, we'd spend the day together. God, heaven forbid, she took me shopping. And guarantee you that halfway through the shopping day, I'm kind of like, I'm done, I'm finished. I've had enough. I just want to sit down and grab a burger. From my perspective, you know, I want to make sure that my kids see me as a healthy father. I want to be able to run around with my grandchildren, which aren't even anywhere close to being on the scene and probably won't be for the next 15 or 20 years. But when they do arrive, I want to be able to do some of that stuff with them. And there's no way prior to meeting Tom that any of that was ever going to come to fruition. It just was never going to happen. Having met Tom, I now consistently rack up 9,000, 10,000 steps a day. And that's not through going jogging, that's just from just living my normal everyday life. I have been playing football with my son for the last couple of weeks. A couple of times a week, we just go to a local fields and we just, you know, pick out a goalpost and we just lark around for half an hour, 45 minutes. Not only do I get to be active during that time, but I get really good time with my son and we have a laugh and a joke, and there's a little bit of handballing going on here and there, I think, but it turns out he's quite a nippy little so-and-so. I've been cycling. I've done all sorts of what some people would class as everyday normal activities if you're fit and healthy and active, but I haven't done some of this stuff for decades, and I found myself over the last few weeks not only going and doing them, but I've actually kind of, not only have I done them once, I've gone, hold on, I enjoy this, Let's do that again. Let's scrap that. In fact, I've even got to the point where I've started taking an afternoon or two off, so that I have the time, whilst it's still daylight, to go and do these things for half an hour or an hour with my son. And that is, I can't put a price on that. That is amazing. I've lost weight, though bizarrely, I can still eat anything I want to, just a little bit more sensible here and there. And not only have I lost weight, having gone through the process with Tom, I'm now still continuing to lose weight. Great coach. I don't think I've ever met anybody like him, and I don't think I'll ever meet anybody like him again. And saying that is difficult. I tried to explain to one of my friends what it was that Tom did and the difference that it made. And I found that I actually had to take a few sentences to begin to try and distill everything down so that I could get it across in a handful of sentences. And I ended up with something along the lines of, Tom's great. I absolutely love him. It is literally amazing what he's enabled me to do. Simple little things, changes of slight different habits, questioning some existing thoughts and processes, and all of a sudden, when all of that comes together, and Tom's knowledge and wisdom, and all of a sudden, you're in a different place. I didn't have to give up anything that I liked eating, which for me, being a guy that likes experiences, which means going out and eating nice meals in nice places, I didn't have to give up any of that. This is a new thing for me, to be active and to be running around and kicking a ball. And I know for some people, they've been doing that all their lives, and hats off to them. But for me, that's not been the experience I've had. That's not been the life I've been living. So I'm genuinely happy, really happy with where I'm at now in terms of my health and my fitness and how active I am. And yes, I've lost some weight, and I wouldn't be surprised by the time I get to this summer if I haven't lost some more weight. But that's a great byproduct, because that's what it is. It wasn't the focus. I'm happy. I got what I always wanted, which was to get a life where I was more active. I was spending more time with my kids doing things other than playing on iPads or video games. Being able to spend more time with my wife, out, long walks, taking in the scenery. Yeah, all of that stuff I love. And I'm so glad that I've now got it. But I known it was that freaking simple, and all I had to do was to meet Tom and go through this process a decade or two ago. Then I wish I could go back and tell myself that. Byproducts, some of my clothes don't fit anymore, which is a real shame, because now I need a new wardrobe. But it's worth it, definitely.